Hello and welcome. So I am going to take a look at the Times Quick Cryptic crossword, which is being published on Saturday the 18th of October 2025. And our setter today is City. So City has only given us one puzzle before. This is their second ever puzzle. The puzzle which we got last month, early September, came in at 17 minutes. I just had a little look at the grid, and it was full of words we'd know, one or two unusual ones in there like heterosexual, speed reading, bouquet, but generally, yeah, there wasn't anything too untoward in there. I can't really remember my thoughts on the puzzle at the time. I don't think it was too bad though, so I think I've probably said as much as I'm going to say. I'm going to reset the timer and crack on. Excited cast used this in act. Probably maybe an anagram of cast use this. No, that's not enough letters. At first, pets are nervous in cat panic. Acrostic. Celebrity cleaner. Briefly recalled our distant relative. Wow. Recalled our distant relative. Far Raf. Celebrity cleaner briefly. Star for cleaner. Acetate or something. Alternative to I. Alternative to I is nay. Can't be that easy, can it? Or yay. Yay, I think that is. I think it's an anagram of yay. Of yay. Messengers first. Warning to America of great significance. Messengers first is an M. Herald. Warning to America. US. Mush. Muss. Of great significance. Where you may find lag over instrument. Where you may find lag over instrument. Is there a hidden word there somewhere? Where you may find lag over instrument. No. The Spanish drink in Scottish town is L. Scottish town drink. Was it La for the Spanish? El sup drink. Elgin, that's what I was trying to think of. Gin. Yep. Gotta scroll down all the way. Intermediary seizing head of the thinker. Meditator. I had that a few weeks ago actually. Mediator and meditator. Or something like that. Novel experienced in audio book. Does that sound like? I think it is, isn't it? Novel. New. Yeah, you knew something. K-N-E-W. Unit went first. Skirting black ice in retreat. Cool. So black ice in retreat would be ECIB. Unit is a decibel. Lead. Yeah, decibel. Okay. Lead went first. Unit went first. Not quite sure what's going on there. Retreat. But I think that's decibel. Decibel is a unit. Length first, yeah. Where much is framed around second experience. Where much is framed around second. Assume there's an S in there somewhere. Or could be a Mo. With time running out, Italy hadn't worked with EE. Yeah, what's that? EE is the mobile network, isn't it, these days? With time running out, something of the Italy hadn't worked out. It's an anagram, isn't it? Death of the. There's an of. There's no of in there. I think there's a the there though. Can't see what it is. Can't think what the word is. Phrases. Vacant setter. Brought up apathy regularly. So we've got apathy regularly is PTY. Pupty. That doesn't work, does it? Or is it PTY? Setter brought up is I'm. Empty. That's me, isn't it? Empty. There we are. That's simple. Made hard work of that. Eel, finally, caught in net, acted strange like an octopus. Tentacled. That's an anagram. Net acted with an EL and a C, isn't it? I think. Tentacled. I think so. Troubled group of countries. Could be the EU. Mostly appear in favour of board. For or pro. Where are they going? Table, I think. For table, pro table. Troubled is group of countries mostly as a block, mostly appear in favour. Maybe it's going to come back to that one. Terrible cinema, almost securing audience opening receipts. I mean, cinema, anagram of cinema without the A, put in an O. We've got cinemo, which is receipts are. Is that right? I think that's what it is. Cinemo. Don't like anagram, is there? Mnemonic. Receipts. I don't know what the plural would be. I assume it's an I at the end. Let's take that out. Monec. I envy cheaters. Struggling with this. I envy cheaters. I envy CHEATERS. Yeah. Anagram I envy cheaters. Struggling with this. Can't see what that is either. But there's lots of letters to play with. Doctrine is meaningless to begin with. That's an ism. Fair enough. Child supporting university agreement. Child is a son, I suppose. University is uni. Okay, unison. Yes, nice. Nice simple wordplay at times on this. Grandiose dances arranged. Is that just an anagram arranged? AINGED. There's not enough letters for arranged. Grandiose, then. It must be an anagram of grandiose. Arranged is organised. Come on. Get on top of it. There we are. There's my S that I didn't want to put in the middle. Save end of the day. There's a day in there, isn't there? There's definitely a day. Saved by the bell. Hadn't worked with the E. With time running out. I'm going to have to anagram that in a minute. Right, extremely canny is comedy, isn't it? To welcome protest. Extremely canny is CY. Where have I gone? Where's my cursor gone? I've gone somewhere. There. Canny to welcome protest over humour. Well, humour's comedy. Oh, demo. There we are. Demo, yeah. Hot sweet bread, pitta with length removed. Ooh, hot sweet. Hot sweet bread. Sweet bread is hot is almost 160 hours a week. We plus 24 hours losing heart. Weedy, fair enough. And tea dance, cha, using only one of its repeated cha. Yeah, cha cha cha. Saved. Was this Italy? Got to write out. Hopefully it's Italy hadn't. Italy hadn't is 10 letters worked with EE, and I need a 12 letters. Yeah, Italy hadn't then. It. Ali. Hadn't. EE. I've got rid of day, I think. Fairly sure it's day gone at the end. The day. Probably. Which I've got rid of an A and an E again. Late in the day, there we are. Late in the day. The sweet bread, stolen, I think that is. Yeah, take out an L. Stolen, hot in that sense is this issue. Where much is framed around second experience. Where much. Okay, this is another anagram, isn't it? I envy cheaters. Now let's have a look at this top one, see it, and get on this. On the way past. Distant relative is it's not the ape man, is it? It's some kind of ape man, I think. Caveman. Celebrity caveman cleaner recalled. Celebrity is a name. Vac. Okay, caveman. There we are. Okay, that's a funny one. Excited cast. Use this in act. Entertain. No. Ooh, that one. This is the. Oh gosh, this was the receipts one, wasn't it? Skewing alien. Still can't see what that is. Right, let's have a look at this again then. So what was this? I envy cheaters. I envy cheaters. CHTRSEA. E, I think. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. I've got rid of a V, and an E, an R and an H. And I've got a double barrel word there, haven't I? I am a cheater struggling with this. And what's that going to be? That's going to be a tear, sear. A lot of things will fit there. Near. Could be a near word. No. What's this? A colon? Ah, right there. Where you might find lag over instrument. Cello. What is that? Cello. Lag is a cell. Oh, so lag as in a prisoner. For table. Comfortable. Uncomfortable. Well, the trouble is uncomfortable, isn't it? Block countries of the UN mostly appear as come without the E, I think. Okay, I'm going to go with that being uncomfortable. Not entirely sure at this moment. Messengers first is M, warning to America, of great significance. Well, America could be US Taos. I think it's a 2 US, isn't it? So first is messenger is moment. It's an omen, isn't it? Yeah, first warning. Momentous. Okay. Got rid of an E from my anagrams of anagrams. Haven near something. So yeah, not too bad. 11 minutes to these last few, where much is framed around second experience. Gallery. Experiences to. I really want to put issue in there. I don't think issue is right though. So I've only got 4 left. I still can't sort out this one, which is cinema. Income. There you are. Income. Ah, that's what I was having a problem because it's got an I starter. So what is this word here? Cast use. Cast use this enact. Cast is 4, 7, 11. I need 12. Excited is 7. What is that? Enthusiasm? Yeah, it must be enthusiasm, mustn't it? Enthusiasm. I'm not quite enthusiastic then. Save. Cast use this. Why is that enthusiasm? Enthusiastic, sorry. I'm going with it. Excited is enthusiastic. Save. Gets rid of all my vowels and leaves me 1 for down here. Save. No, not save. 7. No. Got 1 E. E and an A. Save. 7. I am cheaters struggling with this. Is that enthusiastic? I've got N, Y, C, T, S to put in here somewhere. I've got rid of the S just now, I think. I don't know what I've got. I'm going to have to start right now again. I, N, V, cheaters. I probably need to work out if this is enthusiastic. I'm sure it's cast is C, use, enact. Okay, maybe let's try that. Enthusiastic. Maybe it's slightly different. Enthusiastic. Let's try and spell it correctly now. Enthusiastic. Cast use this enact. Enact is a deed. Use this thus. I'm not sure that is enthusiastic though, really. I'm going to take that T out while I look at this one again, because I can't see what word would go here if that's the case. But I've got rid of V, N, E, R and H. Okay. I've got lots of letters left. I've got Y, C, T, S. Maybe the S to go as well. And then lots of vowels. Yeah, I've got lots of vowels actually. E, A, E, I. Is that right? Near. Near or tear, that must be what I thought. Struggling with this. Near. 7 near. And that is... not really words fitting there. I'm fairly comfortable that is an anagram of IMB cheaters though, so struggling with this. 5-4. What's a 5-4 word? Which is a hyphenated word. Is that meditator? I think that's a mediator with a intermediary. Thinker is a meditator, yeah, I think so. Eek, something V, something N, hyphenated, something E, something R, and then something H. Could be cash at the end. That would get rid of the E, A, R. Where much is framed around second experience. I feel like the word much. Where much is framed. Is it just a hidden word? We haven't had a hidden word, have we? But I don't think there is one. Much is framed. Is around second experience. Is. Don't think so. Is that a with word? This one I don't... Excited cast use this. I don't understand this if it is... what have I got rid of? Cast would be AST. C. Use would be USE. Enact. This enact. I've got an in, but then I've got an extra. Let's just use this enact. And let's just use this enact. That's what I'm getting wrong. Cast is your anagram indicator, isn't it? Duh. So let's have a look at that. See, stick. Right. Act. In. This. Use this enact. Alright, okay, that's finally knocked off as being correct, which means, what is this? 7? Is that momentous? That's M first, omen. Yep. 7. Savin. There's no word. There's 2 E's now. 7. Is there 2 E's? I've got rid of the S. How many letters? There's 3 E's and that, so yeah, there's an E, isn't it? It must be 7. 7. I think. 7-year itch. There we are. Those kind of... Okay, there we go. Right. Gosh, that was hard. So that must be where much is framed around the issue, around second experience. What's that then? Is that organised? Grandiose. Organised, yeah. Ties, tish. I'm going to take that out for a second while I play. Taste. Where much is framed around the Tate. Yeah, okay, there we are. Organised. There we go. 1841. Wow. I made hard work of those last couple of clues, didn't I? Taste on its own was very hard to get, though, I would say. Just that anagram of 7-year itch being a major problem. Obviously, it had a bit of a problem unravelling enthusiastic, although I knew that was correct. I think my anagram, actually, when I first did the anagram letters, I somehow got rid of one too many E's. So let's go through anyway. Right. Excited is enthusiastic, that's your definition. Cast is your anagram indicator that use this in act is an anagram enthusiastic. We've got an acrostic as indicated by at first that pets are nervous in cat is an anagram of acrostic of panic, which is to get in a flap. I think we had that the other day. Right, a celebrity is a name and a cleaner is a vac, as in a vacuum. So briefly it's saying take the rest of vacuum off. Record is saying put that backwards, so you've got name vac, which gives you our distant relative, which is a caveman. Alternative to I, well, it's an anagram of I and yay are anagrams of each other, so it's an alternative in both senses. Messengers first is the M of messenger, a warning is no men, 2 is in the clue, and the America is the US, United States, and of great significance is momentous. Where you may find a lag, well, a lag, and it inserted an A there to kind of help you understand that a lag is a prisoner, so you find them in a cell. O for over is cricket notation, which gives you the cello, which is an instrument. The in Spanish is L, drink is gin, and Elgin is a Scottish town. Intermediary is a mediator. Seizing the head of the, that's the T from the, gives you meditator, and a thinker is a meditator. Novel is new. Experienced in audiobooks. Audiobook is your sound like indicator here, and if you knew something, which would be spelled K-N-E-W, then you experienced it perhaps. Right, the decibel is a unit to do with sound volume, I think. When first is lead, skirting, B for black, and ice is just in the clue. Put that in true. It's got L-E-D going backwards around B for black and ice going backwards. Second one of those clues, like caveman. Where much is framed is the Tate Gallery, around S for second, and experience, where you have a little taste of something as an experience. That's a tough clue. That's worthy of the big one, I think. Right, what was this? This was with time running out, so late in the day, which is an anagram of Italy hadn't. Worked as your anagram indicator, and we also need to include the 2 E's there. So there we go. That's the final cross clue. On the downs, we've got empty is vacant. There's your definition. Setter brought up is me, going upwards, and apathy regularly is the PTY. Second, fourth, and sixth letters, regular letters of apathy. Eel is finally is the L of eel, and C for court. Going in an anagram of net acted, strangely is your anagram indicator, and like an octopus, well, if you like an octopus then you are tentacled. Troubled is uncomfortable. The group of countries is the UN, as in the United Nations. Mostly appear, so if you come around my house or whatever, you appear at my house, so you come, but mostly it's saying take the E off of come. In favour of is for, and a board is a table. Terrible is an anagram indicator that we need to anagram cinema, but it's almost, so take the A off of cinema, anagram what's C-I-N-E-M, securing O for Odeon, because we've got the opening of Odeon, and receipts are income. Cool. IMV cheaters, so cheaters, yes, so 7-year itch is referring to people who get married and then 7 years later start to feel a bit unhappy in that marriage, so maybe they go off and cheat on their partner. So IMV cheaters is an anagram of 7-year itch. Struggling is your anagram indicator, and with this it's just kind of hinting towards that. Doctrine is an ism, and we've got is in the clue, and meaningless to begin with, so the M from meaningless. Child supporting university agreement, so we've got uni is university, child is underneath that because it's supporting it, because it's down clue, so son is child, and agreement, we're in agreement, we're in unison. Grandiose is an anagram of organised. Dances is your anagram indicator, and if you organise something, you arranged it. We've got extremely canny, which is the C and the Y. The extremes of canny are the CY. Welcoming a protest over, so we've got demo turned over, so it becomes OMED, and that gives you comedy, which is is humour. We've got something that is hot is stolen, and then the sweetbread is stollen, double L, so take one of the L's out, length removed. And then almost 168 hours, I've got a couple more clues yet. Almost 168 hours is a week, or 168 hours is a week, so almost is take the K off of week, gives you the we part, and then 24 hours is a day, but lose the heart is take out the A, so that gives you weedy, which is like a weakling. And then T is char, and the dance I think is either the cha. You can either have the cha-cha or the cha-cha-cha as a dance. So using only one of its repeated parts, so just do one of those chars. Sorry. So there we go. A good puzzle there. I actually, although I struggled through to 1841, and that last couple really held me up. I think it was really good. I mean, there were some tough clues in there. I think with like caveman going backwards and decibel, slightly obscure definitions in there, or hard to see definitions, but actually also very buildable. But I think you've got to be a little bit clued up to get some of that. So anyway, thank you for watching.